My rich neighbor offered me $10,000 to leave town. Then I found out why. I'm a 24-year-old guy from a small town in Colorado. 3 years ago, my parents passed away in a car accident, leaving me their old house. It wasn't much, just a small place on the edge of town, but it was all I had. Right next to my house was a massive mansion owned by a businessman named Victor Hayes. Everyone knew him. He owned half the businesses in town and drove cars worth more than my entire neighborhood. For years, we barely spoke. Then one day, Victor knocked on my door. He handed me an envelope. Inside was a check for $10,000. "I want to buy your house," he said. I laughed. "My house isn't for sale." His smile disappeared. "Think about it." And he left. Over the next few weeks, the offers kept getting bigger. $20,000, $50,000, then $100,000. Now I was confused. My house was old and needed repairs. There was no way it was worth that much. I asked him why he wanted it. He refused to answer. That made me suspicious. So instead of selling, I started investigating. I visited the town records office. At first, I found nothing. Then an employee showed me some very old property maps. That's when I noticed something strange. Over 100 years ago, my property in Victor's mansion had been one giant estate owned by a wealthy mining family. According to the records, there was rumored to be a hidden underground vault somewhere on the land. Most people believed it was just a legend. But suddenly Victor's obsession made sense. He wasn't trying to buy my house. He was trying to buy what might be underneath it. I spent weeks researching old newspaper articles, historical documents, anything I could find. Eventually, I discovered an interview from the 1950s with a member of that mining family. The man mentioned a hidden chamber built during the Great Depression to protect valuables. The location? Near what is now my backyard. I couldn't believe it. The next weekend, I rented a metal detector. For hours, I found nothing. Then it started beeping, loudly, near an old oak tree. I dug for almost 6 hours. Finally, my shovel hit metal. My heart nearly exploded. Buried several feet underground was a rusted steel hatch. I called a friend to help me open it. Underneath was a narrow staircase leading down. The air was cold, the walls were concrete. At the bottom sat a massive steel door. Inside were dozens of old boxes. I expected gold, jewelry, something valuable. But what I found was even crazier. The boxes contained documents, thousands of them, property records, business contracts, letters, and one particular file changed everything. It contained evidence that Victor's grandfather had illegally taken ownership of several local businesses decades earlier, businesses that never actually belonged to him. The documents showed forged signatures and fake contracts. If they were authentic, Victor's family